Good morning, welcome. We have hundreds of birds gathered over here. I'm not referring to the people. I'm referring here to these birds that are perched here on the reeds. Look at them all dancing. Get going, birds. Show us your dance, all of you. And look at they're dancing out here as well in the water. They're rejoicing over a new day, a new creation. The light's coming through the darkness. Let there be light. And today we have a lot of light because we have many sunrises. I didn't count them, but there's a sunrise on every face here. All these sunrises. Look at all these sunrises joining us today in Magdalene for sunrise stroll and chat. I expected Yiska to show up over here with her husband, maybe. You know, maybe her husband Yitzhak might come out. And then I was expecting 2 or 3 other people. And look at who came. All these people. And they all have this sunrise. And there's an incredibly beautiful reflection if we get the right angle on the window of Ducan Altum. At least a moment ago, it was incredibly beautiful and red. You know, people, I'm sorry. I wanted to start 3 or 4 minutes ago, but the Facebook blocked me. I needed to reset the code because they didn't trust the medal that was opening it this morning. But here we are enjoying this incredibly beautiful moment. And these people are all doing a course here with the famous Yiska Harani. Yiska, good morning, because you have a lot of friends around the world, Yiska.
It's amazing to be again on your sunrise stroll and chat.
This is, I think, the 3rd time with your groups.
That's the 3rd time.
It's your 5th time here doing a course at Magdalene.
Amazing.
Amazing. Tell us, what's the definition of your course in 2 or 3 words or lines?
We're studying the history of Christianity, and exactly this seminar is interested in the crossroad of Judaism and Christianity. So we're dealing with, we have a professor of Judaic studies. I'm teaching Christian studies, and that's what we've been doing in the last 3 days. You're
most welcome. This, you know, this makes our heart. Even if the sun didn't appear this morning, if it was totally cloudy, this would be the sunrise today. This Crossroads course of where we all meet together. You see all these sunrises and all these faces? They're all shining, radiating. You see, if the sun doesn't shine one morning on our sunrise stroll and chat, we always invite the people to be the sunrise in their family that day. You can be a sunrise in your family every morning, or you can be cloudy, or you could be raining, or you could be thunder and lightning. Hey, look at that reflection over there as well. Don't miss the reflection on the Ducan Altum, where we can also focus on the real thing here, you know. So people, we have a lot to digest, and we have just a few minutes to do it. And all these good people here, except for Yiska and Yitzhak, are new to this program. We have some very senior guides here. I see one guide over there, 53 years guiding. Wave, sir. Because you have lots of people around the world that might know you. I'm not sure who's what. There's a lady watching here from Palestine, from Los Angeles, and she was born in Ain Karim, a Palestinian lady. And Lila, she's always with us here. And she's a good friend of Magdalene as well. She came here. Oops! Ooh, look what's happening. Hey, people, sorry, it's not me. It's the Osmo. I'm so sorry, people. I got excited. Okay, now we're back to normal. We're back to normal. Okay, people. So let's delve into the thought process here. But as we enjoy the beauty of the morning and the beauty of this gathering and its purpose. So I want to start out with one big hammer. Well, no. Let's go to the Psalm. The Psalm is very beautiful. Can you just hold this for me a second? It's great to have people here to hold the Osmo. So the Psalm is incredibly beautiful. And the Psalm could be an issue for some people because they might say, I'm agnostic. I'm an atheist. So you cannot say these words in front of me. And the words are, from Psalm 100, come with joy into the presence of the Lord. Come with joy, bo'u Birinana Lifnei Adonai. Would that be okay?
Sure.
I know the line because Harioli Adonai kol haaretz ifdu et Adonai besimcha bo'u lefanav birinana. Is that right?
Sure.
Say it right. Say it you.
Yeah. I don't remember all the sentences.
Okay. So I will teach you. Come with joy into the presence of the Lord. Isn't that amazing? Come with joy into the presence of the Lord. And actually, that's a summary of the whole deal. Not just from Genesis, from creation to this very moment. Come with joy into the presence of the Lord. Now, the texts we have these weeks are the texts of the letters of St. Paul. We just finished about 3 months doing the Torah, from Genesis up to Ruth. We did Judges and Ruth, and then we switched over now to, and then other part of the year we'll be doing the prophets. So we read that, we got that from some people who were before us, Christians. So I want to make one very big statement because we have a very powerful text today. I would say it's a watershed text, and it's happening within the Jewish community 2,000 years ago. And the first premise that would be good to mention is who wrote the New Testament? What type of culture is the New Testament? Is it Russian literature? Is it Chinese? Is it Irish? Could be. What kind of literature is it? And some people, even rabbis, get a huge shock. I did that to a rabbi, unfortunately, didn't realize what happened, on Yom Kippur in his synagogue, in front of about 400 people. And I said, as everybody knows, the New Testament is Jewish literature. And he didn't realize, and it was a big shock, and so we had to save the situation there in front of all the congregation, but it worked out pretty fine, Maybe some of you, I don't think there's anybody in this group who would consider it like that, because you're here to study the connections, and I'm sure you're very familiar, and this isn't the first time you hear this idea, but just to put that context. And the letter we're reading is a letter from St. Paul to the Colossians. And it's an incredible text, and I'm actually learning myself as I was preparing for this morning. It's called one of the Christological hymns. The letters of Paul are amazing, and Paul is like totally seeped in Judaism. He is a Jew, and he is an incredible connoisseur of the Jewish tradition. And maybe some of you don't know this, but actually some of the earliest written sources of some Jewish traditions are the New Testament. And that's why the Jewish people are rediscovering the New Testament. So this letter is amazing because it's one of the peak expressions that we find in the prologue of John's Gospel, and we find in the letter to the Ephesians. We find a number of texts where there's a concentrated synthesis, summary, a brilliance of understanding about who is this carpenter from Nazareth. It looks like there are huge jumps being made, but it's all coming out of melodies playing in the back of the mind of these Jewish authors and thinkers who are processing the event of Jesus. I'm giving you a real heavy steak to chew on right now.
I can read it in Hebrew.
Yeah, you could read in Hebrew for the group here, and I will just go through it for our audience here from around the world in English, okay? So, it's the link I sent you. It's chapter 1, verse 15 to 20. Okay? But the first word is Jesus Christ. Christ Jesus is the image of the invisible God. Christ Jesus is the image of the invisible God. But that's not new for a Jewish mind. Why? Bereshit, B'Tselem V'Demut Elohim. We're all in the image and likeness of God. So the thought is not foreign but then it's going to be articulated in a new depth, a new claim, a new understanding, a new... Shouldn't the sunrise more interesting than me? Christ Jesus is the image of the invisible God. You have a reflection on the water. It's an image of the sun. Not perfect because it's coming out in a big long line. But you have all the reflections of the reeds. You have reflection of the bird in the water. You have so many little details of reflection. And this reflection seems to be part of reality. So much reflection. And then we think about it. We use the word reflection to express that we are thinking about realities. We spoke a little bit earlier before we started the live stream about word and thing. There's a huge connection because our words are talking about the birds dancing, and you don't even have to open your eyes and you understand what I'm saying. But you can open your eyes and you can see that my words are related to these little creatures flying around and doing their morning dance. Christ Jesus is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. So this is very interesting. It's not just like Adam was the first person, but the first of all creation. And what you have here, you have an echo of another melody in the wisdom literature. How wisdom is seen as being in the presence of Elohim, of God, before the creation. You get the idea? So you have a tremendous amount of strains in here, a powerful presence of themes of Jewish spirituality that are emerging in this contemplation of the experience that Paul and the other first disciples had of Jesus. So in one sense, I almost want to stop here. Like if you go to another one, he is head of the body, the church. And there's some commentary on this part because you have a number of times in the Tanakh, in the Hebrew scriptures, you have new beginnings. And a new beginning with Abraham. And you have a new beginning, and he's the head. And you have a new beginning really with Jacob. You have a problem then with Reuben. And there's a new search for a new head. You have it with Jephthah, when the tribe goes to get him and takes him, and he said, I will be your head. So there's a new constitutive corporality happening with the new inserted leadership. So all of this cultural background, religious background is present in the mind of these early Christian thinkers who are processing, and this becomes the patrimony that all Christians have worldwide today. It's amazing deep roots. And now, oh, look at this birds. Take the birds. Much more interesting than me. Look at all the birds.
I get more likes when when I take you. I get more likes when I take you.
Oh, very good. Yeah, that's it's Facebook, so they want to see faces, but I show them the faces of all the good people here. Great. Well, look at people. We went in and chewed a very bit of strong tobacco today, very powerful. But this is a group of Jewish people who they've lost the fear of encountering a Christian. And this is a great moment really in our time that we're living in this part of the 21st century and the end of the 20th century after so much suffering, that we can now begin to look at each other again and listen to each other with deepest respect at this crossroads, and we can enter into a listening mode to get to know each other, to discover each other. In order, if we don't know each other, we cannot appreciate each other. If we don't appreciate each other, we cannot live together. We cannot work together to address all the needs of the neediest. The poor are crying out and we cannot hear them. Or sometimes we hear them and we don't know, we can't do anything because we're fighting with our brothers and sisters. So the spirit of Magdala is crossroads of Jewish and Christian history from the archaeology, but the spirit here is crossroads for everybody. For everybody. And now you're going off to see another synagogue, the ruins of Wadi Hammam Synagogue, with Uzi Leibner. So this is a great experience. May you enjoy it. God bless you. And people, see you later, alligators. Yes, me, I'm here. God bless you. It's a great morning here, waiting for you all to come back. See you later, alligators. Ciao.